Folks, it's good to have you here again. We are here with Realty Check, podcast powered by DAMAC Academy. We dive deep under the skin of real estate. We discuss issues that may not be always openly discussed, but we like to bring them all out to you. And this is especially going out to all the sales teams, clients, customers across the globe who would like to make informed decisions while investing in real estate in Dubai. We've had some nice personalities whom we've invited, some of the iconic figures in real estate landscape, and today is no exception. We have a gentleman who's a blend of many things. Imagine this. How easy is it for you to manage and balance profit and philanthropy together? Just a quick thought. How easy is it for you to develop business organically using the best of social media? How do you leverage it? Well, there's a man who's tried, tested, and proven successful. So we have today Farhan Safi, the CEO and founder of Revo Real Estate. Farhan,
thank you so much, Govind. What a lovely introduction.
Bob, this is good to
And there's one thing, I don't call myself a CEO because officially we don't have any designations.
Lovely. It's a pleasure. In fact, you preempted that can be our first question. I'm going to plant that question as well as to why. It's a very interesting topic. I also want to introduce Ishfaq to us, a star in our sales team. He's the AVP of sales. So he's going to bring his contribution to what makes partnerships tick. So there's a lot of discussion today. So without wasting any time, let me go straight to Farhan. Farhan, first of all, thank you for joining us.
Yep, thank you for calling me.
A lot of things that I've heard. So I want to dive straight into it.
Absolutely.
Tell us the story of Revo.
Okay, so before telling you the story of Revo, I want to tell you why I started Revo.
Brilliant.
So before Revo, I was in Square Yards and I was doing, alhamdulillah, with the blessings of God, I was doing really well. I was their youngest country head. I was their youngest T2 leader. I was their youngest PNL. I was their youngest vice president. So at the age of 25 to 26, 27, whatever you could think of achieving, in the blessings of God, I had achieved that. And at that time, you would think that, oh my God, after achieving so much and after having huge success and a lot of money, you would feel happy. But I was not feeling happy. And then a few incidents happened in my life and I became religious. And this time I thought I'm going to do things differently. And I wanted to understand what God actually is trying to communicate through the religious books. So this time I thought, let me not only read Quran, let me understand Quran.
Okay.
And when I started understanding, I realized that I'm doing a lot of things that I'm not supposed to do.
Right.
And the way businesses are run, so religious values are like this, and the way businesses are run today are like this. So I started kind of feeling uncomfortable. And I realized that the hole in my life is not going to fill, and I will not feel happy as long as I'm living a selfish life. So let me leave all of that. Let me do something selfless. And I left my previous job. I was their vice president. I had a team of 48 people at that time. I was struggling in the last few months, but before that, I was a consistent success story. I was top rated across all appraisal cycles. So with the blessings of God, I was doing all of that. And I left all of that.
Right.
And when I left, at that time, I hardly had any savings because this was not planned.
Right.
So I had 55,000 dirhams with me. I had a wife and 2 kids in Dubai. And opening the company alone costed me around 36,000 dirhams. So, and I was really crunch on cash. And because of this, we started from my living room.
Right.
And when I was starting Revo, I did not want to start a real estate company. I wanted to start a charitable organization.
Right.
And then I thought to myself, okay, Farhan, if you're starting a charitable organization, it will require you asking for money from people. And I'm very bad at that. So I realized that is not going to work. Then I thought, okay, I have been in real estate for 6.5 years. Let me combine charity, let me combine real estate, and let me have a charitable real estate model. And alhamdulillah, today we are successful. But at that time, it looked like a crazy idea. Everyone I discussed this with, there was hardly anyone who believed in it. And we were like, no, the real estate companies today are not profitable, even after having such big margins. And you want to do charity in that, it is just not just doable. So at that time, it looked like a crazy idea. And I did not want to risk anyone else with me. And because I did not have funds as well, I did not want to risk my team as well. So I started alone and I was like, let me go out there, let me do it. And if it is doable, then I will start hiring people. So we started from my living room. Then slowly things started picking up. People started believing in us. We moved into our first office was a 120 square foot of office.
Right.
It had 2 tables. So we told them, okay, remove these 2 tables, just put a big center table so that people can sit around it. We hired our first employee, Harjeet Singh, who is a celebrity today in real estate, at the end of August. And then we hired our second team member in October, third one in November. And then from there we started growing The next office we moved was a 375 square foot of office in Clover Bay Business Bay.
Right.
So we moved from living room to a 120 square foot of office to a 370 square foot of office, and now we have, alhamdulillah, a full floor office and a 120 plus team size.
You know, I had thousands of questions bursting into my mind the moment you spoke about how you brought religion, charitable philanthropy, and business together. It's a different saying. You know, in the world of business, they say, do not mix friends and business together.
Yeah.
That's a very common factor, right?
Yeah.
We hear that everywhere.
Yeah.
But here, to mix religion and business is unheard of.
Yeah.
I mean, there are specific examples, maybe worldwide, a handful. But what was that inspiration that drove you to really blend these two together? And it's a successful model.
Yeah.
Right? There are many others, maybe, who are perched in the borderline of making that decision, saying, listen, I don't want to let go of my religious values, but at the same time, I have something God's gifted me. It's a skill. Where I say it is a skill that God's gifted you. Bring them together, right? There are many who want to make a decision. So I want to start with you. What actually inspired you to get there?
Okay. Ever since my teenage, I had seen a lot of injustice around the world.
Right.
And I had somehow, because of conspiracy theories or because of, let's say, the kind of content I was consuming, I always believed that capitalism is bad. And then I got into it, and then I was doing the same things. And then, but deep down I knew that this is bad and I wanted to fight against it. So I feel like in Revo, I reignited that passion that I am going to put a fight to capitalism, to this belief that you cannot mix religion and business, and you can't be successful if you mix religion and business. And third, because of a few incidents in my life, I got so much of faith on God, and I realized everything is coming from God. All the success and the failures and the money, everything is from God. It is not from the people. And then there is a saying in our religion, which is, if the entire universe, every single human being on earth, including the government of the entire world, everyone wants to benefit you, and God does not want you to get benefited, you will not get benefited.
Wow.
If the entire population, the entire 7 billion population of earth is against you, and God wants to benefit you, He will benefit you. And then I realized, let's set the priority right. Do not have the priority as people or money or all of these things.
The purpose was different, right? The pursuit was different completely. Profits was secondary. It's like saying, you know what? That's incidental.
Yeah.
Profits are incidental.
byproduct.
For us, it's a byproduct.
It's a byproduct. It's incidental. Brilliant. Ishfaq, what took you to Revo?
I mean, thank you for having me. Revo, it goes, I think, 3 years, probably 2021, when we met first time at Clover Bay. We were, as DAMAC, you have these big agencies, right? Then we hunt for these small agencies, new agencies. Because when you want to grow your business, you are existing, you have these big agencies, let's say they give you probably some, let's say 2 billion worth of sales. Then you want to do incremental business. You retain them, then you look for new agencies in the market, right? That's how it started. I think in Clover Bay, in 2021, 2022, we met in Clover Bay. He had around 7 to 8 team members that time. But we discussed what is going to be vision. I always believe in this. I tell this to my team also. If you are able to identify tomorrow's hero today, we're going to be successful.
Right.
That time when we met, he had this vision, which you are saying, mixing philanthropy and business together and making it profitable. That was the vision. I said there's a purpose, there's a vision, and we both, let's hold each other's hand and grow together.
Lovely.
That was the vision, yeah. So since then,
Lovely.
we have been spending time, with DAMAC Academy also. I think we are the only developer who has dedicated academy.
Oh, yeah,
wherein,
absolutely.
like agency like him, you have this lot of new agencies wherein you have probably 2 resources, 3 resources. You don't have money to put in to train them, right? You want to put in money in the business to get leads and close the business.
Correct.
But that's where we come in. We say, okay, you don't worry about this. We have academy with us. We'll train you guys about Dubai and the DAMAC, real estate, UAE real estate. Then we can hold each other's hand and grow together.
Lovely.
The vision was like this. His vision was to be in top 20 in DAMAC, then 15, 10, 10, and eventually 5. I think we have been there top 15, we have been top 10. And this year, inshallah, we're going to be in top 5 together. And for me, it was getting, around 200, 250 million from Revo Real Estate. That's how the vision was.
Brilliant.
In this journey, I think we both have grown. And we both have benefited in this journey.
And of course, I can see from quarter one, which is about 63 million, to now do about $250 million in the last quarter. That is phenomenal growth. It's like 4 times more. It's brilliant growth. Let me ask you this. Yes, there is that vision that Farhan has casted for himself and for the organization. But you being a very ethical leader, I've known you for the past these many years, and one of the things that stands out about you is how ethical you are.
Yeah.
Where do you place ethics in terms of business values?
I place it at the top. For me, ethics, integrity, and transparency is very, very important.
It's spoken, but my question is, I
I'll
want to
tell
put you
you-
on the spot.
I'll tell you how to- yeah.
I want to put you on the spot. How do you translate that to actual demonstration when you work with a partner like Farhan, for example?
I'll tell you with him. There's let me take a situation. Let's say we are launching a project. He has some expectations from us. He'll tell me, Ishfaq, in this project, let's do business this. We want to get this thing. We want to get this thing. I'll be clear with him. If I'm able to get it, I'll tell him, okay, we'll do it. If I'm not able to do it, I'll not say I'll try. I'll say it's not going to happen. So there's a clear transparency. There's a clear communication, Farhan. Let's put our energy here. And let's work on this. This is not going to happen. Let's trust each other. And I'm telling you, if we work together, we'll do wonders together.
Lovely.
And
Lovely.
I think the communication, ethics. Without ethics, there's nothing. It can be a myopic, or there can be a short vision for a year's time, a month's time. Maybe I will do well, but over the long period of time, or the long run, it's not going to benefit you.
Right.
That's
But I
why
think
it's very, very
the
important.
common factor that brought both of you all together is that level of
Ethics, integrity, and transparency.
So we found someone who we felt like, okay, he's taking the fight for Revo. Second, he believed in us
Right.
when a lot of other people like him would not have.
Right.
So he was acting as if we were already successful.
Right.
And he was putting in efforts in Revo, like if Revo was already doing 60, 70, 80 million revenue of business.
Right.
After that, so there was a time when you were not successful,
Right.
and we did not get that support.
Right.
We are still not successful in DAMAC, and we are getting that support.
Right.
And now we are successful. A lot of the people who initially did not support us came back.
Right.
And
Right.
at that time, then you were not interested.
Right.
That, one of my leaders used to say that you should never leave someone who supported you in your bad times. So in your good time, you should not leave that person.
Right. Right. But I think also, yes, it's called the law of karma, and law of what you do shall be done unto others. This whole thing about that you mentioned, if God's kind of ticked the box, then it's for you.
Yeah.
But otherwise, even the whole world wants you to have it, you just cannot have it, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
It just reminds of what I was taught as well. If God is for you, who can be against you?
Yeah.
But my dad also told me the opposite. He said, if God is against you, then who can be for you? So all that put together just tells me how unique your model is in terms of business. Philanthropy. What kind of philanthropy do you actually do on the ground?
Okay.
How does that reach out to people?
Okay. So first, we want to unify that cause. We want to pick up, in future, we'll be picking up one cause and we'll be going all in against on that. But as of now, how it used to happen is, the first thing that we did was, we donated to UNHCR.
Right.
The second charity that we did was donating to 1 million meal campaign.
Right.
And after that, when you are speaking to other multiple organizations, we realized when you are donating money, there are bank charges, there are transfer charges, there are admin fees, there are a lot of other costs.
Yes.
And you don't know how much of that is actually reaching the needy people.
Correct.
That's when we changed the approach, the way we help people. Then we decided we ourselves are going to travel to places where there are maximum needy people and we will help them directly.
Right.
The maximum refugee population per capita is in Jordan and Lebanon. So we went to Jordan, we met multiple organizations, and we told them we are not going to give you any money. You tell us, you give us the list of needy people, you tell us what do they need. And once they did that, we'll find suppliers. And we'll tell them we want this at a bulk rate, you give us a better price. We would negotiate a price, you'll pay the supplier. We will arrange all of this. They will bring the people and we will give it to them.
Wow.
So this is how
That's
we did it.
ground level work.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah. And it may feel like ground level work, but if you will ask people who have been to charity trips in Revo,
Enjoy.
this has been the best time of their lives. Right. We have been to Jordan, we have been to Lebanon, we have been to multiple states in India, we have been to Pakistan, we have been to Afghanistan. When everyone was like, oh, Taliban is there, how can you go to? So we have been to Afghanistan, they're going to Sri Lanka this month or the next.
Right. I heard you use the word we, so it's not solo.
Yeah.
So who do you did get your team involved in this?
Yes. So my idea was So the idea is it's not about me. It is also about people. So they should feel connected with the cause as well. And second, so when you're talking about business, you forget some purpose sometimes. But as long as we are doing these charity trips and people are going with us and people are actually seeing things happening and we doing it differently and putting in all the efforts, it gives them even more confidence, even a better purpose in life that, oh, now I want to sell. So the performance of people who have gone to charity trips have increased because they have realized, my God, what a lovely cause I have. What a purpose am I serving?
Right. That's instilled a lot of value.
Yes.
Wow.
I mean, same vision. They are working towards the common goal. I mean, you can discuss about your hiring process also. He was telling me the other day, the hiring process is they will communicate to them, whatever you earn, some percentage will go to the charity.
So how it happens is,
If they agree, then they'll go ahead.
Yeah.
You can explain this also.
how it happens is, wherever our commission is 5% or more, 1% of the property value is going towards charity.
Right.
If it is between 2.5 to 5, 0.5% goes towards charity.
Right.
So it means our net commission is 4%.
Right.
50% of that is 2%. Industry standard is around 60% today, which is if they join any other company, they can make 3% on a deal.
Correct.
With us, they are making 2%.
Correct.
So our communication is clear to people. See, if money is priority to you, if money is important, it does not make you a wrong person. It does make you different than us.
Correct.
Then you should go to some other company. If cause is important to you, and you want to make this world a better place, and if you are someone who is religious, and you want to have a purposeful life, then you come with us.
Well, I have a question there. In a world that is driven by greed today, conservatism is a very difficult word to find today.
Yeah.
Capitalism is.
Yeah.
It's consumed every person's heart.
Yeah.
Why would people come and join you?
Yeah. So this is why initially hiring was so tough. If you look at our growth, for the first 6 months, we were just 3 people. For the first 1.5 year, we were 10 or 11 people. We became profitable after 2.5 years. For the first 2 years, we were just a team of 20 people. And initially, and then the people started seeing these people succeeding.
Right.
Like, oh my God, this idea is actually working. The blessing coming to a business is actually happening. And I call us a miracle company. So many miracles happened in Revo, and people who have been with me initially, they have seen it. So then more and more people started believing in us. And secondly, initially, so let's say if I'm getting 100 applications, out of 100 applications, we would clearly let them know that this is a structure, you make lesser money. I won't get 10 interviews. And my interviews are not the interviews wherein I sell Revo to the people. I'm deselling it to them. So I'm like, why would you join a company wherein you will make lesser money?
Yeah.
So the interviews are done in a way where I'm deselling. So if you are not completely into charitable causes, you will not join Revo.
So in other words, you're eliminating the desire for money as the primary reason for motivation for people to join your organization.
Yeah.
Instead, it has to be purpose. It's purpose-driven rather than profit-driven. That's what I hear from what you're saying. What an excellent story. And I mean, it's like mythology to me because not too many organizations of this model exists. And let's be honest, real estate is paying rich dividends across. We've had one of the windfall years ever in the history of real estate last year, 2024. And people just wanted to make money. And there we have a model which is very different, but at the same time, you're growing. Same time, you're successful. That's the magic potion we wanted to hear from you. Brilliant. Thank you for sharing it. Not many people are candid, but then thank you for being absolutely candid with us today. I just want to migrate a bit more into your business model now.
Yeah.
One of the things that people struggle with is social media. And Revo has kind of ranked yourself in terms of organic. I'm not talking inorganic, paid, getting a whole
This is the whole
Chinese company. Saying yes to your company sitting somewhere and you're paying for it. It's been very organic. Your growth's been absolutely organic. And you've got the attention of people like Gary Vee, for instance, right?
Yeah.
How did that happen? Tell us what you do. Secret sauce.
As I said, because I feel like we are on the right path, solutions automatically come to us. Right. So there was a time nothing was happening in Revo. I was depressed and I felt like, nothing is moving. One of my friends came, gave me the idea of starting TikTok videos. He showed me the profiles of some of the real estate agents at that time. Right. And I was like, oh wow, this has potential. And I am someone who is a very fast executioner. If I see potential in something, I will start immediately. So I started making videos. My team did not believe in that. But then they started closing from that. And one thing that we did differently, before that, it was only, let's say, a handful of the people who were making content. And mostly it was the CEOs of the companies.
Right.
We became the first mass producers of the content who were building the individual brands of the people. So for example, when Harry started making content, we did not tell Harry, no, all of your content is going to come on Revo, so that Revo's brand is built. Or no, your profile belongs to the company. We told them, Harry, we want you to build your own individual brand. We told everyone who joined Revo to build their own. So people felt like, oh, I have control, I have ownership. And there have been people who have left. And when they have left, they have taken that brand with them. And when you were doing that, multiple people reach out to me.
And you're okay with that?
Yeah. Because my purpose is not that I want to make money. My purpose is I want to have an impact. So let's say one of my very close guy, he recently started a company. And I am fine because he's like, yeah, I want to do some charity as well. 2 days back, I had a podcast. I went to his office and he was going through some struggle. And I told him, you can go through it. And I gave him the solution. Because again, I'm not driven by, the business has to come to Revo. The money has to come to Revo or my account. I know money is after some time, it's just a number in your account. It's not going to help you give a better life. So because I know all of that, I'm fine. Even our existing clients, no company allows it. No company allows it. We have been supporting our ex-employees with our existing clients as well. So that they can close business.
That's the difference. Yeah.
I mean, you spoke charity, you spoke about UNFCR and various ground level work, but I don't think your charity is restricted to that kind of a purpose. For you, charity is like a lifestyle. It's everywhere, right? Charity within the organization, charity within the people who work for you. I mean, nobody would want to invest in building somebody else's brand. What you've actually done is literally saying, at my cost, build your brand.
Yeah.
And you're allowing them to flourish and thrive on their own.
Yeah. And I'll tell you what happened. When we built 10 individual brands, Revo on its own became a brand. So for us, all of the good things that are happening have been the byproducts.
Yeah,
we never focus on money.
We
never focus on money and ended up making a lot of money. We did not focus on building Revo as a brand. Revo itself became a brand.
Well, I can also see that when you address the problems of many, literally not focusing on yourself, but addressing the problems of many, you'll find that blessings being cast back to you. And I think that's a success story we just heard from you now. Brilliant.
And I'll tell you one more thing. Not a lot of people know about it. 10% of our revenue, not profit, 10% of company's not net revenue is distributed to almost 60-70% of the people in the company.
Wow.
So we call it the dividend. And we are paying dividend from the revenue of the company. So what happens because of this is, now let's say Ishfaq picks up a transaction. Normally, I would feel jealous. Oh my God, he has picked up a transaction, I have not. But when I'm getting a part of the commission from his transaction, I will clap for Ishfaq. And Ishfaq is going to clap for me back. So that keeps us all together. And that does not bring those negative feelings in the company where people are jealous of each other.
Ishfaq, how has that model helped you in your business?
I mean, as let's start. The ethics, integrity and transparency and the team building wise, it has helped us a lot. And I say helped us a lot. When you go to the company like this, you see the structure and the environment and the culture, how it's going to be. When you send your guys to that company, they feel there's a difference. There's a kind of team building within how they do team building is different. What he was saying is about the TikTok videos, right? If you see the generic, I mean, any big agency or small agency, they generally do what? Digital marketing, right? Your performance marketing, digital marketing.
Correct.
They get leads. There's a cost and there's a limited reach.
Correct.
When it's a limited reach, you spend probably 50, 300,000, 1 mil, you get limited number of leads.
Right.
In their case, there's no cap. One viral video can reach to the millions of people.
Right.
You will have a lot of views in it, right?
Absolutely.
That's where, I think this is the only company right now in Dubai real estate. I don't think there's any other company. They do 99.9% of their business through organic marketing.
Well, that's an amazing model. That's what's got the attention of the people.
In that sense, we said, with my guys, we said, see, I mean, they have tried something different. They are doing well. For us, it's not only sitting in the office and waiting for the customers. You got it?
Yeah.
You go out, you have these big guys, you have new, let's say new team members in the team. Some agencies, let's say, Revo is already working with me. There are some guys, but there are some guys who are not working with me. Probably he has 100, 120 guys, right?
Correct.
With me, I have around 40, 45 people with me. So what we are saying is, you go to these agencies, tell them, okay, you're working with DAMAC, probably 20, 30 people are working with DAMAC. Give me the rest of the people. If you convert the rest of, let's say you get 20 of them, you convert only 2, 3 of them, in each agency, you're done. Your target is achieved.
Correct.
So you cannot rely only on calling and, going to these big agencies and you will neglect the small agencies.
Got it.
If you see in our company also, we were looking at the data 2024. Last year and this year, there's a 94% increase in new agencies.
Right.
Activation agencies, yeah?
Right.
They have been active and they have been productive with us.
Yes.
Which means there's a huge potential with these small agencies.
Correct.
If you see across Dubai, probably we have 7,500 agencies, probably 15,000 to 20,000 RERA agents.
Correct.
Then non-RERA agents.
Correct.
You call them around,
Correct.
it comes to around 35, 40,000. But only probably, I think, 10-15% are making money. Yeah. Who are those guys? Are guys like him, where there's a purpose. Or guys who know how to add value. How to differentiate their product, how to differentiate themselves. That's how it's going to be. There's not only a one fixed way, but Revo has shown there are other ways also. If you try them, if you believe in them, you're going to be successful.
Right, got it. And in terms of closing ratio, because it's organic marketing, as a layman, I would think or want to believe that your conversion ratios are much better with clients referred to Revo versus few other agencies. What's your take on that?
100%.
That's because of organic marketing
100%
again.
organic marketing.
So that's a big benefit.
Because when you see, you call someone or you meet someone, you say something, they are making a video and they're saying everything over the video, which is recorded, right?
Right.
When somebody is saying this across any corner of the world, somebody is saying this, he's calling them and reaching out to them. Whatever they have discussed over the video, they have to honor that.
Yeah.
Which means they cannot bluff.
Correct.
On a call, you can bluff.
Yeah, you can
In
hold
a
me
meeting,
to
you
it.
can bluff.
Absolutely.
He can show you this, Farhan, this is your
What
video.
he said, yeah.
What is this? So they have to be careful and cautious. So, and when you get leads like this, if you get one guy, there's no limit.
So do you control what goes out when people speak? Because I'm sure you want to be sure they're ethical in what they speak and how they say it, right?
Yeah, so we have a clear rule in Revo that if you communicate something wrong, unintentionally anyone can do it.
Correct.
Intentionally, if you communicate something wrong to the client and client goes through a loss and client can clearly give us the proof that something intentionally was committed wrong and he has the proof of that,
Correct.
we will deduct your commission and we will give it and we will recover the loss of the client.
Right.
So we have some clear policies in the company wherein we are very aggressive on ethics. And I'll give you the one example. It starts with the company. DAMAC has a marketing reimbursement process.
Correct.
We have not been doing marketing. We have been putting the same money in organic.
Correct.
We have been doing well with DAMAC for the last 1.5 years.
Yes.
Our marketing budget, which is 75,000 every quarter, and so let's say 3 quarters you are 40 million plus, 225,000 and 25,000 for a quarter. 250,000 dirhams of marketing budget we could have claimed like this from DAMAC if all we did was give them the proof. Although we did not do marketing, we gave them the proof that we have done digital marketing. We did not do it. We kept on running after Ishfaq. Ishfaq worked really hard on it, and Leticia also worked really hard on it, and they got us the approval, and DAMAC changed the process of reimbursing it not only on paid ads but also on organic.
Lovely.
250,000 dirhams is, for a company, it's a big amount,
Wow.
which we could have claimed at any point in time. Yeah.
Who wouldn't want to take it? Low-hanging fruit.
Yeah.
Very simple, right? Provide some receipts and just get it done.
And that's where I say, as a DAMAC, we have some unique things with us, which is, for us,
I don't think any developer would have done it.
agency friendly. What I'm saying is, one is DAMAC Academy. I mean, I don't think any other developer has this, wherein we say we'll spend, our resources are there, our resources will train your guys, and we'll tell you how to, sell DAMAC and Dubai real estate. Then the other thing is this, because this is a new school now. In the old traditional way of marketing was what? Digital and performance marketing.
Exactly.
Now it's going to be organic one. We had to start somewhere, yeah? That's where we pushed, Leticia pushed, and Josep also agreed on this. And finally he got us an approval, and it's through now.
Yeah. Lovely. We've been hearing the name Leticia. Can you pan your camera to Leticia? We need to know who she is. Yeah. We put you on the spot. I told you, our podcast is all about putting people on the spot. That's Leticia for you, ladies and gentlemen. Would you like to say anything about working with Farhan? How's it been for you?
Honestly, I've been working with Farhan for almost 1 year now. And it's one of the agencies that is very close to my heart because their team is unique. Their leaders are unique. Honestly, when you go to do any activity or any engagement with them, you see like 100 people there, engaging, happy. I mean, they look like it and they work like a team.
Right.
And they spread this vibe to us.
Oh, yeah,
when we go there, it's one of our favorite moments. Like when we went for the Mud Islands activities, it was honestly one of the best. Because like just more than 100 people there in the office at 9 a.m. sharp, all wearing the Mud Islands t-shirts, waiting for us to just enjoy and have fun with them. And honestly, from the business development perspective as well, agencies like Revo Real Estate and owners like Farhan, they give us, a motive to give them all that we can to support them.
Without asking for it.
Shine.
Without asking for it.
Asking. But Revo is a success story.
Yeah.
They were ranking, we were discussing just the
462 was our rank last year in quarter 2.
Wow. From there to where we are today.
Yeah.
Now
Wow,
we're
brilliant.
top 10.
Brilliant.
So, their success is our success.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. They're the success story that we tell to everyone.
Absolutely.
We feel as well, their way of doing marketing, now we are advising other brokers to do it.
Exactly. We didn't want to bring out the entire secrets. But the honest
Let
truth
it
is,
loose, it's okay.
I remember a wise man who once told me, I will share all my ideas. And I said, why would you do that? What happens when people just pick up your ideas and run with it? You know what he said? He said, the sad part is, when I tell you 100 people, one will pick up. 99 will just abandon it.
Yeah.
So
I think, there's no harm in sharing secret recipes in sauce. So we know who will use it, who won't.
but let me add what Leticia said is, when we go to Revo, when I started my career, 12, 13 years back with developers, you go there inside, you see all young faces in front of you.
Right.
And you see the guys and girls in probably 21, 22, 23. Average is probably 24 years. And most of them are non-real estate background.
Right.
Getting non-real estate young guys delivering and getting the business is a fantastic job they have done.
Wow, yeah.
And then syncing with their vision, which is, what we are saying, we're paying you less than others, but they're ready to work with them and deliver. That's where, Revo stands out from rest of the
I think what you're
agencies.
doing is to elevate the game of real estate, to be honest, one way or the other, right? Because you're bringing people with values, you're instilling at very young age. I mean, tell me, which 21-year-old doesn't want to make money?
Let me tell you about Riverside. There was one guy, he called me, he was traveling. He told me, this guy is just come out. He was 19 or 20 years old, yeah? This is his, being an owner, see the difference. He's telling me this is his first deal. He got us around 35, 40 checks. But he was only concerned about this one guy. This was his first deal. Please try to get the unit for him. That's the concern about the deal. He got it. Out of 35, you get, probably 20, 25, whatever you get, you're happy. But he was concerned about only with this one guy who just started his journey in real estate. He just picked up his UI, being a 21-year-old, because this, if he gets a unit, this will give him a kick. That's how he started. And let me tell you this, we are also young, yeah? Some of us are young in age, some of us are young at heart. Yeah, that's how it is. But we're not old. But what I'm saying is, seeing young guys there and delivering in a good way, ethical way.
Yeah.
And as she said and for us, what is an achievement? We have this top, every developer here you see, big developers, you have this top 7, 8 who are always there in top 7, 8, or in top 10, right?
Correct.
Getting a Revo who was there at 462, then
And
next year,
how many years behind was this? We're talking
2023, 1.5 years back.
1.5 years.
All right.
And then seeing them in top 10, top 15 next year is an achievement for us, for all of us. It's not only me. It's a business development team. It's a training team. It's us as a sales team. My managers and my bosses. All of us, our achievement is this: seeing a young guy who was there, last year. He was there trying to make a mark in DAMAC, and we are seeing him today on the stage. That's the biggest achievement for me, for my team, and for us. That's what it is.
Well, thank you for sharing that as well. There's such brilliant insights from both of you all. I just want to also touch on DAMAC Academy. Okay. And the honest idea why I think Amira established DAMAC Academy was get my brokers to leverage DAMAC as an institution, share your best practices, and without charging a dime, right? I mean, I was sitting and breaking my head and saying, well, I head the entire Academy unit. I was thinking, but why can't you start charging? I mean, her position was very simple. Her position is, the more you can elevate the game of our brokers, the more they're going to represent DAMAC better.
Yeah. And to Arab going, it's like our vision is to be number one in the world.
Exactly.
So we handle these things. I mean, he will add up this, but just to pitch in between, I'm saying it like we did DAMAC Islands, right? If we didn't invest in the system, I think it's very difficult to sell 3,500 units in a day in 10 hours.
Right.
We cannot.
Absolutely agree.
You will crash right away because we invested in the system, we invested in the app. That's why it was so smooth and the experience was so smooth. So adding up, Farhan will add up now, which you said is DAMAC Academy, because his team, the Revo, they have, benefited. Yeah,
Immense.
to make you understand. He can add up on this.
Two things. First, we have close 50 plus developers last year. And in my experience, no one in the market in terms of developers is giving more support to their brokers than DAMAC.
Right.
It's not only about monetary or commission slabs. It's also about what you do apart from that.
Correct.
How much connected are your people with that brokerage? So we have either the BD team or the sales team or let's say even the head of sales. They are coming to office and speaking to people.
Correct.
First. Second, when we had the first academy training, I was kind of shocked. When they sent me that this is what is going to happen, I was like, it's DAMAC Academy, so it's going to be about DAMAC. And then I saw, it's also about calling, it's also about how to meet, it's also about grooming.
Right.
There are different modules and only 20% of the modules are about DAMAC. And that is where I realized that this is a bigger game. Because when you're only promoting DAMAC,
correct,
you're playing a short-term game.
Exactly.
You're playing a selfish game. But when you're like, I want to elevate brokers, you're playing a long-term game.
Yeah,
and that was kind of shocking for me.
Good to know.
And I think around 13 or 14 people were the part of first academy training that happened, and 70% of them ended up closing DAMAC within 2 months.
Wow.
70% of them.
It's a testament to Academy as well. Well, thank you for sharing that with us today. It's a great encouragement for us. Yeah, being part of the Academy for me is great encouragement. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. Take it to another angle.
Yeah.
we've seen you scale mountain peaks this year. We also now know that you've looked at Canada as a market. You've expanded a little further. You've gone into Canada.
Yeah.
What is your horizon for 2025? What's it looking like?
Okay. And the reason we started Canada was I want Revo to be a company which is big even in 50, 60 years time horizon.
Right.
And if you want to be big in that time horizon, North America is a market you cannot ignore. So we're like, just let us have a foot stop in North America. And even from North America, we're not selling North America, we're selling Dubai.
Right.
And if we're talking about 2025, we have recently started our secondary team.
Right.
So we will be expanding secondary team. And I have 6 years of experience in Indian real estate. That is something I haven't touched. So we'll be expanding and we'll be selling Indian real estate as well.
At the roots.
And yeah, at the roots. And for 3.5 years, I was heading Oman for the square yards. So
right.
I love Oman and I love the people of Oman.
Right.
So that is one market where we'll be expanding in 2025 as well.
Lovely. So you've got plans for India, for Oman, as well as Canada. But you started with Canada is what I believe, right? And you're further expanding into the US market?
Yes. So we have 30 plus agents in Canada, but it is little. I mean, things work completely differently
correct.
in North America than the way they work here. So we are planning to onboard multiple agents who work part time with us, and they prepare the clients in Canada and in US.
Got it.
And then the team from Dubai takes over. And
Right. I'm sure you also know that we have our road shows and all that. Have you had the experience of working with our international business development team as well? How's that been?
I would say it has been pretty good. We recently had a roadshow in Toronto, DAMAC roadshow, and we ended up closing business from it as well.
Right. So you already closed business in Toronto as well. That's good to know. Farhan, I know that you're a busy man, so I wouldn't be taking too much of your time, but I want to ask you if, as an entrepreneur, as a real estate businessman, right, you're looking for a very bright 2025. What are the two things that you would ask anyone who wants to get into the real estate business in Dubai not to do to be successful?
I was preparing that.
Very good question. Very good question.
Be a spirit.
First thing, I feel like a lot of people are joining real estate for the sake of money. When you are someone who only sees money, you miss out on the bigger picture. In my opinion, I always give the example of light and shadow. If you go after impact, the money will automatically come, the success will automatically come. So a lot of real estate agents we are doing these days, they just see, oh my God, my friend is successful. They have made money. I will also join and I will make money.
Right.
And they don't want to add value.
Right.
They just want to close the deals. I think that's a horrible approach. Second, I would say don't be too greedy. I know so many agents in the market who are selling today just because they got greedy.
Yes.
And they ended up with the wrong people or the wrong companies.
The golden goose story.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
There's no shortcut.
The goose, so wait for the eggs.
There's no shortcut. Everyone wants to be a millionaire and billionaire in a short term.
Yeah.
You know what he's saying is, when he's saying greedy is like there are some people, they just look at a customer as a customer. You know, I'll give you a live example with us. There's a guy who just walked in, paid, some of them, they look at only 24% agreement execution, get our commission, bye-bye.
They don't care.
It's not going to work.
Drop them, yes.
It's not going to work. You want to make you want a career in real estate, you need to have a long vision.
Correct.
You can't have these shortcuts. You want to look at the whole cycle. Like I say, my guys, if you're, let's say we're dealing with Farhan, it's not about only sales. He's getting customers, we're closing them. Post-sales also. There's an issue somewhere in CRM, we need to sort it out.
Yeah.
In commission, there's an issue we need to sort out. Handover, there's an issue.
Yeah.
We guys need to sort it out, right? Because it's a relationship which is not only about sales. It's a post-sales also.
Yeah.
Likewise for the guys, agents also. It's not only about that 24%. It's about the whole cycle.
Right.
You come up with this, the good thing about Dubai is, like back in India, he's an industrialist, he's a business guy, this guy is a CEO, a little bit of an idea about the worth. Here, the whole world comes in.
Right.
You don't know who's who.
Yeah.
I don't know.
There you go.
And I tell my guys, I had this line, it's a favorite line. This is the only place, and real estate is the only industry, wherein a guy can walk in a Nissan in the morning, in the evening, he'll be there in the Ferrari. There's no other industry.
You can't double gas.
No other place like this. But for that, you need to be ready.
Right. Absolutely.
You got it?
Absolutely.
You can't be coming and you see someone making money, you jump in, I also want to make money.
Yeah.
Money is what, as he said, is a byproduct. You sell, then you make money. If you don't sell, you cannot make money.
Exactly.
So you need to focus on getting your clientele, get the right product, right fit, and add value to them. Then you can make money. Let's say you'll sell you will sell once or twice. But if your approach is like getting 24%, getting your commission and Khalibali, it's not going to work.
Right.
You need to look at how will I add. Tomorrow he wants to resell, I need to be there. He wants to rent it out, I need to be there. I need to give him a product wherein he can make money. These things are very important if you want to make career in real estate. Otherwise, fly by night.
Yeah,
within a
absolutely.
year, you want to make money and fly.
Leave.
It's not
Absolutely
going to
not
work.
gonna work.
I'll back this up with the data. So initially it was hard. We were closing clients, but we were hardly closing anything. When you are going through this approach, your initial 2 years are going to be high. But now what's happening today is 60% of our business is coming from our existing clients and their references. Wow. 60%. And it is happening month after month after month. My top performer who made more than 3.5 million dirhams last year, she closed only her existing clients and their references. And the people, because we have such policies and we have people who are not driven by money but by impact, they are automatically taking care of the clients. And these clients, they keep on coming back and they keep on buying from us. So it's a long-term approach and you can never go wrong if you take care of your existing clients.
I mean, very interesting that you mentioned that. I mean, yes, you are doing a lot of these organic leads. How much of your leads come from referrals? Well, you said 60% is existing clients. As people already bought from you, right?
Yeah. So everything originates from content.
Right.
So let's say everything originated from content, people bought, then they bought again. And the very same people, they referred us more business. So month after month, and even for 2024, 60% of, roughly 55 to 60% of our business, it came from existing clients and references. And this is where I feel like DAMAC comes in.
Right.
Because we have, because of happy clients and because all their issues have been resolved, and you have this app. I haven't used it, but my team keeps on telling me that everything in DAMAC is so systemized.
Yeah.
Everything, and you have got these centers when people can go and get things done. I don't know much about it, but the team is really happy.
Yeah.
The clients are really happy. And then they buy from us again. And in a lot of developers, the sales team is not involved with CRM team. They will say, oh, you want the refund? Please don't involve us. Please follow up with the CRM. Here, the sales team is involved and is getting things done. Where else will you see something like this where the sales team is following up?
Correct.
Oh, I have got this case.
Correct.
The client has got an issue. I want a solution for this issue.
Yeah. And the last thing you want is the client wanting to bell the cat and can't find the cat. You want someone to take up responsibility.
No one.
Which is brilliant.
Why in DAMAC, you've got so many people who will take up responsibility.
Absolutely.
And we are part of the same ecosystem. Farhan, you're representing the agency and agent sides. We represent the developer side. I mean, we both take care of what it's Dubai or UAE real estate, right?
Yeah.
We, as I say, we work hand in hand. When I say hand in hand is, if Dubai real estate is probably, you say it's one of the best real estate market, and it's gonna be like that. In the future also, it's gonna be like that. When people come in here, they're coming from corners and cuts of the world.
Correct.
They want to find someone they want to trust.
Correct.
It's not easy to trust with someone with 1 million dirhams, probably £1 million and $1 million. Let's say I want to buy a shoe, I want to buy a watch. I'll go probably 7 to 10 shops to check, right? You see a guy who's coming with 1 million dirhams and $1 million, he will probably meet developer guy like me, probably 7 to 8, and agents, like him, probably 20, 25. Then he decides who to go with. I believe in this. He will only go with the guys he thinks he's gonna or she's gonna add value to his investment.
Right.
And the guy has been very ethical, transparent, and clear with the communication.
Right.
He's not looking only at shortcuts. He's telling me, if you buy this, it's not within 2 months you will make this much money. You have to hold it for at least 1 year or 2 years time.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
This is very important. Wherein, his guys and our guys, we need to work together and, deal with the customers or the clients in the same way.
I'm going to ask you a very important question. Your targets are going to double. So it's not a very good I know you want. You want does. So that's the reason I'm confidently telling you, you've got to double your targets. He has done with this existing business model. Farhan and team has given you X. Now you're going to ask him for 2X.
Correct.
How confident are you that the same model, I'm putting Farhan on the spot as well, is going to give you the double X?
It will. I'll tell you why. Okay, let's say you said, my target is going to double. So I have to decide. We have to decide how to achieve it, right? So the thing is, what do? You retain your existing agencies. Farhan is one of them. Then, as I said, you find the new guys in the market. You add up, those new activations. You make them active, then you make them productive. You get business from them. Farhan, as he said, he was only focusing on Dubai right now. He's gonna go Oman. He's gonna go Canada. So we'll get an additional business, incremental business from there. So the strategy is simple: retain your existing guys, do a little bit incremental business, and find new guys in the market.
Got it.
You have to, you manage both together. You cannot be different on one.
Absolutely.
More importantly, he's someone who, as a company owner, I can count on that. Oh my God, my business is safe with Ishfaq. So, that gives you a lot of confidence that, okay, I'm working with the right person because he's getting us the units, he's getting us the allotments, he's doing things for us which are hard to see in the industry.
Fantastic.
It's not me. It's my team. Ishita is here. She has done a fantastic work with you guys. Khadar is there. Adam has supported in a way. Our Emily, Miss Amira, she has supported. It's about the whole vision. The vision is what we all are working for. That vision.
Absolutely.
We want to be the best. We want to be number one real estate.
Absolutely.
That's how it is.
I was myself shocked. There was a time in 2020 when we were just a new company. We had just closed one deal in DAMAC.
Right.
And for some certain reasons, the commission was delayed. And I was like, I don't know what else to do. Let me drop an email to Amira. And I was surprised. I thought it will go unnoticed. And within a day, I got replied from Uzaifa that we will work on the case.
Wow.
So, and at that time, as a company, we were nowhere. We had just closed one deal in DAMAC. And that happened.
The beauty is, Amira is exactly the same even today.
Yeah.
She's so busy, but one message to her and she responds immediately. But that's a responsiveness that we all have now as culture.
There's a guy in my team who texted Amira on Instagram. Then, ma'am, I worked really hard on the case. He was with some other company before that, and I could not get a unit. Do you expect Amira to reply on Instagram to an agent? I don't. And she replied.
Wow. That's how far. Yeah, that's a value system. And
I hope people don't get ideas from this.
It's brilliant. It's good to know. Thank you so much for sharing. By the way, Farhan and Ishfaq, want to thank you for joining us today. Unfortunately, that's all the time we have for today. But I want to tell you that I think this is one of the most insightful podcasts I have done.
And it's different also.
Very different. And there is so much that we've gleaned. And thank you for bringing light, which is otherwise a very dark world. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, you both. Thank you very much.
What an insightful discussion it's been today with Farhan and with Ishfaq together. It's been insightful from many points of view. And some are new, absolutely new for all of us to learn from. One is just that pursuit of bringing philanthropy and profit together. And not just being charitable in speech, but charitable in deed. They've gone out and used their money wisely, invested in the right places, helped people who need help. And what you can see is them, in fact, returned back in abundance and all that coming back to them. And you also see that charitability is not just outside of their ecosystem, but also within the framework of the organization, making sure that 10% of whatever they earn as revenue is also distributed amongst their employees. But that's a model that they put together. Having said that, has that dampened business? It's a straight opposite. We've seen their business grow in DAMAC from a few millions to almost $250 million in the last quarter. So the organization has grown and it continues to grow from a modest beginning in the living room, like what we see Farhan mentioned, now to having a full-fledged office and with very dedicated people. His hiring strategy has been different. It's not about competence and skills as much as it is about purpose. He takes his time to understand what takes a person truly before he even hires them. And you also notice how differently they approach the market. It's not just about inorganic marketing where they spend all their chips and try getting to do what the world does. They've done it very differently. It's purely organic. Just imagine getting natural, good content, checked for integrity, checked for what communication goes out to the world, and that bringing in absolutely well-qualified leads into the system. That's been the game changer for Farhan and team at Revo. That's a great lesson for people out there who are practicing real estate to consider. And therefore, we see how the business is sustained. We also see how business is expanding into various other frontiers. Now, these are all valuable lessons that you have learned. And you notice that every podcast that we've had and every guest who's been part of our podcast guest list have all brought different learnings. And if you find that these insights have been valuable, I'm going to urge you to please click the subscribe button. Be a part of our list and get to hear from us first. And we bring to you news, we bring to you the best of real estate news and market intelligence and statistics as and when it happens. And Dubai, we know, is an evolving city, and there's a lot more to come. With that, we want to thank you for joining us today. Stay tuned, a lot more action coming your way.